Hi, this is Miss Sanabria, and today I'm going to teach you how to complete the conclusion of the country's population and air quality lab that we have been working on. And so the inquiry question for today is, how do I write a scientific conclusion of the Smart Science Countries Lab, which include 3 countries, US, China, India's population and air quality. And within those countries, there were 10 different places we measured the air quality, and we also measured the population in millions. The air quality was measured in ppm. And so the lesson goal for this activity is you will write a proficient conclusion of specific places, population, and air quality. So the first thing you need to do is you need to go to your lab 3A and copy your observations that was due last week. So I am here. I'm going to copy my observations. I'm going back to my 3B lab, which is due this week, and I'm going to paste it here. Now I'm ready to move on to step number 2. Step number 2 says log on to Smart Science and click on Air Pollution Ideas. Look at the question in the middle of the screen. How are pollution and population related? And under it, you will see the hypothesis. Copy and paste below. So I'm logging into Smart Science, Air Pollution Ideas, and I see my question here, and the hypothesis I already clicked on is right here, right under the question. So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it on my document that's due this week. And there it is. Okay. Now, let's go back to the top. Now we're up to step number 3. And it says, write 9 conclusions of your countries, US, China, and India's population, air quality, and air quality. Be sure to use the transition words and the sentence starters. That is how you make your writing really flow, and that's how you write really good conclusions. For your conclusion, you do not need to include the data values. That was already written in your observations. You now need to write what those numbers mean to you, okay? Everything that you're doing is going to be through the Google Doc. You're not doing anything at the Smart Science website, but only looking at the hypothesis, and that is it. Okay, just to be sure, I'm going to write 2 conclusions of United States. I'm going to write about the worst air quality and the best air quality and population. Also, I'm going to do the same thing for China. Which places had the worst air quality and was the population high or low? And which one had the worst air quality in China and the best air quality in China in comparison to population? And the same thing for India. 2 things that you need to write in your conclusion. You must rewrite your original hypothesis, and you must tell me whether your data supports it. That means that your data says yes. If there is more population, there's going to be bad air quality. Or no, that's not necessarily true. If that's not true, then your data doesn't support it. You also include 1 source of error in collecting the data for this experiment in terms of the air quality, using the Smart Science Lab and the color key to match the air quality in parts per million, which was measured in ppm, and also include what you learned in the experiment, also what you might possibly want to do in the future. And that is what I'm going to do right here in this box that says conclusions. So remember, you need to use your transition words, which I included right here for every sentence. You must use one of these conclusion sentence starters for every sentence, and then write it. So one conclusion I'm going to write, according to my observations, is my data shows that Texas has, this is just a made up conclusion. It's not related to the lab, but I'm going to phrase it in a way that you understand how to write really good proficient conclusions. My data shows that Texas has a low population compared to other states, but it had really bad air quality due to a high ppm value. Notice that I'm still talking about my data. I'm still saying what was low, what was high, but I'm not actually adding the actual numerical value. Now I'm ready to add my second sentence, and now I'm going to use furthermore. Furthermore, my results show. And then I'll continue. So that's my second conclusion. I'm going to write furthermore, my results show. I'm going to write which one was the lowest air quality, which means that's the best area for humans to live in the United States. I'm going to repeat the same thing for China. 2 conclusions: the lowest air quality, which is good air quality, and the highest, which is bad air quality for humans. And I'm also going to include it for India, rewrite my hypothesis, state whether my data supports the hypothesis, write one source of error that can happen when you were collecting the data in the Smart Science website, and also what you learned in this experiment. Once you finished completing all these bullet points right here, you have successfully completed your 9 conclusion sentences, and you're ready to submit it. Please do not submit blank documents, as that doesn't include any student work, okay? Have a great day. Bye-bye.